Trust is a very important Christian thought, and so as I continue this series looking at words, let me read some words from John's Gospel, words of Jesus as we find them there in the Gospel, the 14th chapter, verses 1 through to verse 14. Let not your hearts be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and take you to be with me, that you may also be with me and where I am. You know the way to the place where I'm going. Thomas said to him, Lord, we don't know where you're going, so how can we know the way? Jesus answered, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. If you really know me, you will know my Father as well. From now on, you do know him and have seen him. Philip said, Lord, show us the Father, and that will be enough for us. Jesus answered, don't you know me, Philip, even after I've been among you for such a long time? Anyone who's seen me has seen the Father. How can you say, show us the Father? Don't you believe that I am in the Father and that the Father is in me? The words I say to you, I do not speak on my own authority. Rather, it is the Father living in me who is doing his work. Believe me when I say that I am in the Father and the Father is in me, or at least believe on the evidence of the works themselves. Very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I've been doing, and they will also do even greater things than these, because I'm going to the Father. And I will do whatever you ask me in my name, so that the Father may be glorified in the Son. You may ask me for anything in my name, and I will do it. Trust is a responsive word, you know. We sing the old gospel hymn, some of you may remember it, trust and obey, for there's no other way to be happy in Jesus but to trust and obey. We place our confidence, our ability into the hands of God. We entrust them. We use that word, we trust to him. At the beginning of our discipleship, we trust him. When we choose to follow him, when we hear the call of Christ upon our lives, there's a sense in which we trust him. You see, trust is relational. It's not just something that's in the heart. It's a relational, it's a handing over. And trust in families and friendships are also very important. It is closely related to our everyday living, to love. We trust those we love. It is the foundation of all real meaningful friendship and in families. You don't have to say to somebody who you work closely with, you love, or somebody who has a real relationship with you, can I trust you? In a meaningful relationship, trust comes naturally. It's part of what it means to live life. And at the heart of the Christian faith is a real sense of trust. God has called us into a trustful relationship with himself. We therefore are prepared to entrust ourselves to God. Corrie ten Boom, who had that amazing story to tell, especially of the camps in her own life and how she knew what it was to be separated from those she loved. She said this, and I find this for me, one of the best examples of trust. I've held many things in my hands, and I've lost them all. But whatever I have placed in God's hands, that I still possess. That's what trust is. When you trust, you keep. Not because you are keeping it to yourself, but by the trust, you gain a new sense of confidence, a new sense of purpose, and you find a real and meaningful way. Therefore, those who trust in God's love can live life with both confidence and hope. Do you have that kind of confidence and hope as you trust God? Trust God in a real way in your own life? Well, it's certainly been true down the years that people have been able to put their trust and confidence in God. There's another old gospel hymn that was sung and written many years ago. Augustus Toplady wrote words in the hymn, Rock of Ages. Nothing in my hand I bring, simply to thy cross I cling. That really is for me what it matters. And all the years that I've sought to live out the discipleship through these programs as we shared with you the good news of Jesus Christ, we know at the heart of it all is trust. And as we saw in that interview, we're living through some very challenging times, aren't we? We need, like never before, to be a people of trust who entrust ourselves to God for the future, because we need him like we have never needed him. And in our world, as people are concerned and worried, not only about the pandemic, but what the future is going to look like for our emerging societies, we entrust ourselves to the God that is bigger than I. We trust ourselves to a God that is higher than I, that is so much stronger than we are. And we trust him. And we know that in the trusting, he will keep us. He will keep us safe. He will keep us secure. He won't protect us so that nothing happens to us. But what he will do is throw his arms around us to give us confidence, to be able to look to the future with a sense of hope. Are you ready to put yourself and your trust into God's keeping and God's hands? That is certainly true. It's what Jesus was really saying to his disciples in those words in John's Gospel. Trust in God.